Okay, so we're going to dive into a story that kind of flips the whole idea of a fitness journey on its head. Forget about those explosive overnight transformations. This is about something quieter, something that's way more powerful. The very first step.
But here's the thing. What happens when you take that step and you fall flat on your face? It's a fear we all have, right? You walk into a gym, you're all fired up, you go to do the one thing you came to do, and you just can't. What then?
And that brings us to this incredible, true story from a gym called PhenixFitt. A guy walks in with a super simple goal. He just wants to do one single push-up. That's it. But on that first day, with all the motivation in the world, his body just said, nope, he couldn't do it. Not even one.
Now, for most of us, that's it. That's the end of the story, right? The feeling of your arms shaking, maybe a little embarrassment, you walk out and you probably don't come back. But for this guy, and for the people at PhenixFitt, that moment of failure wasn't the end. It was the actual, real starting line. See, this is how they completely reframed failure. Instead of telling him to just try harder, they found the push-up he could do. They started him doing push-ups against a wall. Then, they moved him to an incline bench, making it just a little bit harder. And finally, they had him master what's called a slow negative, where he just lowers his body with control. The goal was never perfection. It was just about showing up and doing something.
That story is just amazing, but it's not a fluke, it's not an accident. It's the direct result of a very specific system, a whole philosophy that's built around one single idea. Progress, no matter how tiny, is always better than chasing perfection.
And this really shows you the night and day difference. You know, typical gym culture can feel like this all or nothing game. It's about insane intensity, maybe showing off a little. But the PhenixFitt approach? It's not about showing off, it's about showing up. It's about the quiet, consistent work of stacking one small win on top of another, day after day.
So, where do you start? What's that very first building block? For PhenixFitt, the answer is always mobility. The whole system is built on this belief that you absolutely cannot build strong, healthy muscle on top of a dysfunctional foundation of tight joints and bad movement. You have to fix the foundation first.
So what does that look like in the real world? Well, it starts with something they call a motion map assessment. It's basically a way to find all these hidden weaknesses or tight spots you didn't even know you had. From there, they give you specific drills to get your body moving the way it's supposed to. The whole idea is to build up your joint health before you even think about building up your muscle.
Okay, so let's get back to our guy in the story. With this new foundation, something really cool started to happen. All those tiny, consistent efforts started to compound. All that practice, it started adding up. And that initial feeling of his arms just shaking, slowly but surely, that feeling turned into control. It turned into stability.
And that new stability, well, that's what paved the way for what came next. The daily act of just showing up, of doing the work, even when it was a grind, it started forging real, actual strength. The struggle wasn't just a struggle anymore. It was becoming the source of his power.
And then, it happened. The moment. The thing all that quiet behind-the-scenes work had been leading up to. He got down on the floor and he did it. A full, clean, perfect push-up. And the best part of the story is that apparently the entire gym just stopped what they were doing and started cheering for him. It wasn't just his victory, it was proof that the system works.
But here's the kicker. That one push-up wasn't the peak. It was just the beginning. It was the catalyst. Just 1 month after that first one, the same guy who couldn't even do a single rep was knocking out sets of 20 clean push-ups. That's not just a physical change. It's proof that stacking those small, consistent wins leads to huge results.
So as you can see, this is way bigger than just what you do in the gym for an hour. The real goal here is to build a system that becomes a part of your life, something that makes you stronger and more capable in everything else you do.
So let's just boil it all down to the core beliefs, the main takeaways. Number 1, you don't have to be fit to start. That's the whole point. 2, consistency will beat intensity every single time. 3, mobility is the non-negotiable foundation of strength. And maybe the most important one, fitness should give you your life back, not become your entire life. Which really brings this all back to one final really important question. What's your one push-up? What's that one goal in your life that just feels completely impossible right now? And more importantly, what's the smallest, simplest version of that goal you could go out and do today?
One thought that's probably holding you back, it's this idea that you're not ready yet, that you need to be good enough to even start. And this quote, it just blows that excuse right out of the water. You don't start at the finish line. You start exactly where you are right now. Look, right now you're staring at that goal, the one that feels impossible. And maybe you're telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But let's be real, tomorrow is where goals go to die. Every single day you wait is another day that frustration builds, and your goal gets farther away. The guy in this story, his entire life changed the moment he decided to have one conversation. He stopped waiting. If you are tired of waiting, if you're ready to find your first step, the one you can take today, then pick up the phone. The number is right there. Stop the cycle. Make the call. Start your own story right now.